8-Bit Baseball is on. It's the fourth game between Bad Attitude and Lucky 7. We're here at the Lucky 7 Dome. It was the home team Lucky 7 victorious in the last game, 8-3. Bad Attitude are 6-5 on the season. Lucky 7, 5-6. Pitching today for Bad Attitude is Benny. He's 2-0 with a 2.16 ERA. And on the hill for the Lucky 7, Cross. He's 0-2 with 5.25 ERA. Let's play ball. Excellent. And leading off today for Bad Attitude, it's the center fielder, Sammy. 229 on the year with 5 long balls. He's going to hit that out into right, and it's Balmer charging in. He's able to make that catch. Out number 1. Ivan now comes up. He's the shortstop for the Bad Attitude. And that one's hit also onto the first base side. It is Reyes. He's the second baseman. He's able to glove and throw over to first in time for out number 2. So going quickly here, Kevin now up to bat. He's the first baseman for Bad Attitude. Cross on the hill. 5.25 ERA on the season, no wins and 2 losses. And that is a line drive that Reyes is able to backhand out in the infield there. Nice catch by the second baseman. So we are done with the top of the first. And to the bottom we move. It is Reyes, the second baseman, going to lead off the game. And he hits that one back up north all the way into center field. Sammy having to chase it down. It was a grounder that got past a diving Ivan and into the outfield for a hit. 1 on, nobody out for Atlas. He's the center fielder. And that one's going to be hit. He's popped up, and it's just a little bit beyond the baseline there. It is Jones. He's the second baseman back and able to get in for the out. All right, so Lane, he is the shortstop. And Benny is pitching, of course, for Bad Attitude. He's got that 2.16 ERA, and he's 2-0 on the season. Lane, the shortstop, batting. No balls, 1 strike to Lane. 1-1. 1-1 to Lane. All right, and the runner goes. There's an attempt to steal, and no, he's going to be thrown out. Not even all that close. Well, 1 ball now, 2 strikes to Lane, nobody on, and 2 out. And he hits that one into center field. It's popped up, and it is Sammy under it. Center fielder, he has it, and that's out number 3. We're done with the first inning. To the top of the second we move. Visitors up to bat, and Adam, the cleanup man leading off, one of the best hitters in all of the Fighting League, sporting that .465 average and 4 home runs. Very impressive. Cross gives him first pitch ball, and second pitch is in on the inside, and he bats it down, and it's going to get out into left field there. Kruger's having to chase it down, so he's on base with a leadoff single. Adam on base, nobody down, and Augie, the catcher, he is up to bat. That's it. That was in on the hands, and he's going to foul it on the first base side. Strike 1. No score. Stop at the top of the second. Augie batting, and pitch on the inside ball. Missed the plate just a little bit there. 1-1 now to Augie. And back outside a ball. 2 balls. 1 strike to the catcher. And Cross outside. Gives him ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike. He's behind on the count here. Runner at first. Nobody down. Cross winds and delivers outside. He walked him. So Augie collects the free base there. And Jones now comes up to bat. And he hits that one. It's popped up just beyond the infield. Lane's out there. Gathers it and has it for the out. Fantastic. So the 1 down there. And that brings up Mark. He is the left fielder. Of course, now we got runners at first and second. He hits that one into left. And it is a charging Kruger able to get under it and make that out. So that is 2 down now. Runners still at first and second for Ricky, the right fielder. And that one's right across the zone. He hits it out to Lane, the shortstop, who just tosses it up to Reyes at second for the 4th. So we are done with the top of the second. And we have Balmer. He's the right fielder leading us off for Lucky 7. That's hit into center field. A very hard shot. Let's see what happens there. That's going to be a home run to begin the scoring. Wow, a deep home run into center there by Shaq, and by Balmer, and that begins the scoring for Lucky 7, the home team. 1-0 now, and Balmer hits that one. Shaq hits that one out to Jones, the second baseman. He's able to throw over in time for the out. Kruger now comes up. He's the left fielder. Benny, and Kruger hits that one out to Jones, and Jones throws over in time for the out. All right, so Roman comes up. He's the third baseman. Pitch is outside for a ball. Outside, ball 1. And Roman is batting .360 on the year. Not bad for a 7-hole hitter. That's pretty good production on the lower part of the order. 2 balls, no strikes, and that one's hit out into the first base side. Kevin's able to grab it on a little pop out. So that ends the second. We move to the third inning, and the visiting team trailing by 1. First pitch swinging strike to Benny, the pitcher. We get our pitcher-on-pitcher duel here. No balls, 1 strike to Benny, and that one's hit out into beyond the infield. It's Reyes back there. He has it for the out. All right, so Sammy now. We're back to the top of the order. Center fielder for Bad Attitude. Cross. Wines delivers and hits it hard. That's into right field, and that's all the way into the stands. Home run. Tie ball game. What a shot. All right, so Ivan comes up. He's the shortstop. Cross. Wines and delivers. Back down the line. That's going to be hit to Shaq, and Shaq's able to grab it. Step on the back of the out. Kevin now. He's the first baseman. Also down the first base line, but that's going to stay fair, and it's going to get beyond the first baseman all the way out in the right field. Bomber has to chase it down. It's going to be a double. It's up to second. So a 2-out double brings up Adam with his impressive .477 batting average. And he's popped straight up. Bailey gets beyond the home plate there, and it's Cross, the pitcher, who makes the play himself. So to the bottom of the third we move. Sergio, the catcher, taking his turn. Benny winds, delivers a pitch on the inside, and he hits that one hard. That's way out into left, and it's off the wall. There was an attempt by Mark to grab it, but it was well above his head. So that is a single, leadoff single, nobody down. Strike to Cross, pitcher-on-pitcher duel. Back on the outside of the plate, strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Cross. He's ahead well on the count on this, in this instance, and he's popped him up. That's going to get, it's on the third base side, and it is Adam out there, the third baseman. He's able to make the catch. So now 1 down, 1 on first base. And we're back to the top of the order. It's Reyes, second baseman. It's that one out to center, and it is Sammy able to grab it for the out. So we've got 2 down now. Atlas up to bat. He's the center fielder. Atlas and Benny. And it's on the outside of the plate, and that's going to get beyond Jones, the center field, the second baseman rather, and all the way out into center field. So we've got runners at first and second with. Oh, we're going to a pitching change here. Interesting. Bad Attitude electing to bring in Bart in this situation and relieve Benny. All right, and so the bases are loaded after Bart gives up that single. Still 2 down for the right fielder, Bomber. And he's popped up. That is in center. Let's see if anybody can make a play. No one. Okay, and Sammy's there. He's under it. Has it for the out. So the side is retired. No damage done. And all those runners are stranded. And to the top of the fourth we go. Augie leading off for Bad Attitude. He is the catcher. Oh, that's a hard hit shot way out in the left. It's going out there. Kruger keeps going back, but it's over the wall. Home run. 2-1 for the visitors. All right, a solo shot. We've had 3 solo shots thus far. Raining home runs early. How about that? All right, foul ball. First pitch makes it 0-1 to Jones, the second baseman. Batting .204 on the year. No home runs. Cross gives him a pitch on the inside there, or outside rather, making ball 1-1. He hits that one into center left. That's a hard shot, and it is going to get in between Atlas and Bomber, and he's going to have a double. Great hit there, no doubter. All right, well, so that brings up Mark now, the left fielder, with nobody down and a man on second. Inside, ball 1 to Mark. Cross. Outside a ball, 2-1. 2 balls, 2 balls and no strikes rather, and that will make it 2-1. Wow, 2 balls, 1 strike now to Mark, and back on the inside for strike 2. So the count is even now, 2-2 to Mark, the left fielder from Cross. The pitch, he bats at that one, and it is over the zone. It's out. It's going to get. Oh wow! Lane made an incredible catch on the shortstop. Looked like it was going to get over his head, but he was able to grab it. All right, so we bring in Walker, a pitching substitution here. First pitch ball. Second pitch strike from Walker. Ricky at the bat. 1-1. Now 2-1 to Ricky. He's the center fielder. Or right fielder, rather. Strike on the inside. 2-2. Walker. Struck him out! So Walker comes in and collects the K. How about that? So Benny's up. I'm sorry, that's Bart, because we've had a pitching change. And pitcher-on-pitcher duel. Walker to Bart. Runner at second. 2 down. And Bart is popped up. It's just going to be a little bit beyond the infield there, and Lane has it under it for the out. Visitors leading 2-1. Now we move to the top of the fourth, or bottom of the fourth. And it is Bart pitching, of course, and Shaq, the first baseman, leading off. Bart gives him a pitch on the outside, and that's hit up to the second baseman, Jones. He's able to get that on the line drive. Ouch. Kruger now. He's the left fielder. Back on the inside, and that's popped out into right field. That's going to get down in for a hit, however. Ricky's having to chase it down, and it is a single. He will contain it to 1, but a hit nonetheless. Timeout. Lucky 7 pulling in Thompson in place of Roman. And he is going to ground into a double play. How about that? So certainly not the intent they had with that substitution. So Thompson now to third, in place of Roman. And the bad attitude are back up to bat. It's center fielder Sammy leading off once again. 240 average with 6 home runs. It's a lot of home runs for a leadoff man. Strike! 1-1. He's one of the top home run hitters in the entire league. 1-1 to Sammy from Walker. Walker winds and delivers. Back on the inside. It's down the line, and that will be hit out to Shaq. He grabs it and steps on the bag. Out. Ivan. Outside strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ivan. Back on the inside. Oh, he hits him. That's a free pass to Ivan now. So Walker. And that's a hit out into right for Kevin. Oh boy. Runners at first and second now. Bad attitude in business with only 1 down. Adam, of course, batting .466. And 4 home runs. Leading 2-1. And the pitch. Oh, that's a hard hit shot into left center. I'm not sure the stadium's going to be able to hold that one. No, sir. Home run. So the visitors lead now 5-1. Augie, the catcher. And he hits that one hard. It's down the third base line and is going to be... It's going to get dropped in front of Kruger, the left fielder. And Augie's going to make it all the way up to second. So a double after the home run. The visitors still in business, still looking to tack on, add on. Ranger brought in now to try to put out the fire. And that's lightly hit out to second base Reyes. Grabs it and throws over for the out. All right, so 2 down now. Mark the left fielder, but still a runner just 90 feet away from becoming run number 6. And that's hit lightly to Ranger. He's able to throw over to first in time for the out. So we are done with the 5th. And, I'm sorry, the top of the 5th. We move to the bottom. Sergio, the catcher, up to bat. Strike on the inside. Bart pitching for bad attitude. And an outside ball evens the count at 1-1. Sergio. Bart winds and delivers. Ball! 2 balls, 1 strike to Sergio, the catcher. Back on the inside, a strike. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sergio. Nobody down. Bottom of the 5th, trailing 5-1. Hits that one out to Ivan, who's able to throw over in time for the out. So Ranger comes up, the pitcher. He bats at the first pitch there. It's hit over to the third base side. Adam Lopes throws over in time for the out. All right, so that brings us back to the top of the order. Reyes, and he is the leadoff man, the second baseman. Hit over onto the third base side. It's going to get between Ivan, who was diving for it, and Adam that was rushing over. Neither man could get it, and it's a successful hit. Headley in for Atlas, center fielder. And that's hit out into right, and it gets beyond Ricky. Another successful hit, and they're rounding bases. We're going to have runners at the corners. Runners at the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. He was able to advance all the way up to second because the throw came home. So how about that? Runners at second and third. 2 down. First pitch fouled. Foul ball. No balls. 1 strike to Lane, shortstop. For Lucky 7, trailing by 4. 1-1. And that's a hard shot out into left. And it's a home run. So Lane knocking everybody home and making that lead just one. Now they trail by one. 2 down, Bomber up, and that's very lightly hit, but a diving Jones is able to make the play and throw over to first in time. And so the side is finally retired in the 5th. We move to the top of the 6th. The score is 5-4 in favor of Bad Attitude over the home team Lucky 7. Ricky leading us off. In on the hands, but he bats at it, and it's popped up just beyond the infield. Lane's over there. Shortstop has it for the out. And timeout, so that's a pinch hitter for Bart. Todd's in. And so we will see a pitching change in the next inning. Lucky Bad Attitude trying to generate offense by bringing in a pinch hitter in favor of the pitcher. But of course, that means they will have to substitute their pitcher in the bottom of the 6th. Todd's has a perfect average as a pinch hitter, and that includes a home run. Ranger. There's a pitch outside. That makes the count 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Todd's. And he bats at that one. That's a hard shot, but it's lined out to Lane, the shortstop. He was able to make that catch. Sammy now, the center fielder. Ranger winds and delivers. Back outside, and that is popped into right, and Bomber's there. He makes the catch. So we're done with the top of the 6th. We'll move to the bottom, and let's see what the home team can do here, trailing just by 1. There's a pitching change, and Warder is brought in. So Warder pitches to Shaq. He's the first baseman, leading us off in this inning. Shaq has popped up. It's going to get just a little bit beyond the infield. Jones is out there under it for the out. All right, so Kruger, the left fielder. A strike there. No balls and 1 strike to Kruger. Warder, 1.12 ERA in relief is quite impressive. No balls and 2 strikes. And he's popped up. That is going to get just beyond the second base. It is the second baseman out there, Jones. Is able to make the play. All right, so Thompson now the third baseman. Thompson. Back inside for a ball. First pitch is a ball from Warder. Winds and delivers outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Thompson, who substituted recently. He's popped up, however. Ivan's out there, the shortstop. Out. So that will retire the side. We're done with the 6th inning. To the 7th we move. Visitors still leading the game 5-4. Ivan, shortstop, up to bat. Inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball and no strikes to Ivan from Ranger, the Lucky 7 pitcher. And it's a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Strike! 2 balls and 1 strike to Ivan. Strike! 2-2. All right, and he just hits it right back up to Ranger, who's able to glove it and throw over to first in time for the out. And so Kevin now, the first baseman, going to take his turn. Inside for a ball, first pitch. 1 ball and no strikes to Kevin. Outside for a strike, 1-1 rather. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kevin. Outside ball, he bats at it rather, and it's hit out to Thompson, who's able to throw over to first in time for the out. 2 down now, Adam up. 478 average, 5 home runs. Down the line, and that average is going to be ticking up a little bit after that one. Single for Adam. And he is on base with 2 men down. Augie, the catcher. Pitch is outside. He's popped up. It is Sergio. It's in foul territory, but Sergio's back there. Has room for it. Has the out. All right, so we are done with the top of the 7th. To the bottom we move. The home team up, still trailing by 1. Sergio, the catcher, after he made that catch in foul territory, will lead us off. 8-hole hitter for Lucky 7. And that's hit out to Ivan, the shortstop. He's able to throw over in time. That was a close play. able to make the catch, however. Ranger now up to bat. Ranger up to bat, and that's hit down the line to the third baseman, Adam, who throws over in time. In time for the out. All right, so Reyes now, he's the second baseman. Order winds and delivers inside and is popped up. It's out on the third base side. Adams there, under it. Has it for the out. All right, so we are moving quickly here, and we're out of the seventh and into the top of the eighth. The visitors leading by 1, 5-4. Jones is going to lead us off. He's the second baseman. Outside for a strike from Ranger. Strike one. No balls, one strike to Jones. Nobody down. Top of the eighth. Bad attitude leading 5-4. Ranger. Count is even, 1-1. Right across the zone, down the line, but it goes foul. Strike two, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jones. Ranger winds, delivers outside, down the line once more, but a diving Shaq made that play. Great defensive play by the first baseman there. And the left fielder, Mark, now up to bat. Ranger. All. 1 ball, no strikes to Mark. Ranger. Gives him a pitch right across the zone. He bats at it. That looks like it's going to be trouble. And oh my gosh, a charging Kruger was able to get there at the last second and make the catch. Incredible. Well done. Ricky now, he's the right fielder. Down the line, but it went considerably foul on the third base side. So strike 1 there to Ricky. No balls, and 1 strike to Ricky. Ranger winds, delivers, and across the plate there, he hits that out to the shortstop lane. He's able to throw over in time for the out. So we're done with the top of the eighth. To the bottom we move, and the home team is still trailing by 1, 5-4. Headley leading us off. He is in center field presently, batting .277 with 2 home runs. He's a reserve player, so that's fairly good production coming off the bench. Lane now the shortstop. .333 average and 3 home runs for Lane. And that's popped into left. Mark's out there. He's able to catch it for the out. Balmer now, the right fielder. Strike! No balls and 1 strike. No balls and 1 strike to Balmer, the right fielder. 6 home runs on the year. No balls and 2 strikes now to Balmer. Warder winds, delivers. Back on the inside, he bats at it. That's a hard shot into right center. Let's see where that one's going to end up. It's going to be right off the wall. That's a double. Ooh, very close to another home run for big man Balmer. And off the wall, he's up there with a double. So a 2-out double brings up Shaq. He's the first baseman. And that's hit up to center field. And it's another hit. We're going to have runners at the corners now. Runners at the corners here in the 8th inning with the home team trailing just by 1. Kruger now, he's the left fielder up to bat. And it's fouled on the first base side. Strike 1. Warder checking the runners. Winds. Well, he didn't wind yet. There he winds. And delivers a ball on the inside. 1-1. Warder. Gives him another pitch on the inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kruger, the left fielder. Strike! Evens the count at 2-2. Warder delivers. Back inside. He's popped up. It is Kevin out there. Has it for the out. Well, how about that? So they got very close to tying the game, but not close enough. The runners are stranded, and we are into the very last inning here. Top of the 9th. Visitors batting, leading by 1. Warder, they're letting him bat, and he's going to get on base. How about that? Warder, the pitcher, helping out his offensive prospects and getting on base. A leadoff single brings us to the top of the order for Sammy, center fielder. Ranger. And he delivers a pitch on the outside, but that's going to be in foul territory. Balmer's rushing out there, but just beyond his reach. That was close. Balmer ran a long way up for that one. All right, so Sammy still up to bat. No balls. 1 strike to Sammy. And he hits that one hard. It's out into the stands, however. 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes to Sammy. And it's fouled. So still no balls, 2 strikes to Sammy. All right, and that's hit out to Lane, who's able to glove and throw over in time. And it's a double play! 2 down. So Ivan now, he's the last opportunity for the home team to add anything to their 1-run lead before the bottom of the 9th. Popped up. It's in foul territory on the first base side. Shaq is out there. Should have room for it, so unless he pulls an Arkansas at the College World Series, yep, we're done. And that is the end of the 9th inning for the visitors. We move to the bottom for the home team now. Thompson, the third baseman, leading us off. Warder. And that one's hit up to center field. Oh, he's going to reach. So a leadoff single by Thompson brings up Sergio, the catcher. And he's going to hit. That's out into right field. Wow. So the home team now is in the midst of a rally. Nobody out. 2 men on. And they're bringing in Van Pelt to bat for the pitcher. They are in business here with nobody out. And that's very lightly. Van Pelt lightly hits that one. And it's up to the second baseman who throws over and gets the lead runner, but not 2. So the runner does advance, but we have 1 down. All right. And the Bad Attitude are going to the pin. Haraka in. And that one's going to get up into center field. The game is tied. That's a game-tying RBI. 5-5. Wow, Reyes. And Haraka now in a whole world of trouble. 1 ball, no strikes. Headley up. And that's going to get down in the outfield. The runners are still in motion. That may be the game winner right there. The runners are in motion. He's coming home. And this should be it. Game-winning RBI. We are done. The home team comes back in the bottom of the 9th and scores 2 to win the ball game. 6-5. How about that? Incredible. Rangers going to get you a win. Warder will have to take the loss on that one. We had those awesome home runs. Man, that was an exciting one. I really hope you enjoyed it.